There's something original through the outsiders.
Yeah, life is busy now. Trying to figure out how to take what I found in the woods back into the world is not easy. But this is pretty much the only other kind of space next to rivers, next to water, is the only other place that really gives me a different but peaceful feeling. The space for Corcovado is getting squeezed in my life. And I guess part of this year's journey is finding inspirational examples of people who are doing this kind of thing. I guess part of it's a lot more relatable. Like most of you guys aren't living in a woodland with nothing else to do. So we're in the same boat now. I'm driving back from Brighton to Surrey today, which goes past the woods, to try and catch 30 minutes or an hour, just spending some peaceful time in nature together.
It's never been logical, trying to make the cuts, you're wired. So you keep picking us up, and I've been seeing moments of us where we're feeling like we're right on the cusp of something better. And I know that we're stuck, but I heard that they're looking for us.
Oh, it is very hard to qualify, put into words, how easily I forget what it feels like to be in here. But look, you can see the bluebells, the new bits of spring are coming through. This is my absolute favourite time of year in here. My pack, they're running away. Can you see them? Alright boys. Anybody recognise that bird call? I don't know that one. I did leave some wood by the fence which isn't there, which either means someone robbed it, or my parents, who came here the other day just to spend time here this weekend, may have moved the wood for me, which is very kind if you guys did that. The rest of the pack's over there. Can you see them? The anemone leaves. Look at these bad boys. It tastes pretty bloody good. When I went to the cottage, I missed doing the growing because we were busy in transition and never really settled. This year, even though I've got my house in Surrey on the market at the moment, I'm not willing to let that happen again. So I've been making this Corco box, which I'll put some clips in now.
For all your life, you could safely stay.
A growing box for sweet corn and potatoes. Its own window shelves to put wild seed and encourage biodiversity. And then on the fourth side, hopefully have a seat. The seat of being, for us to sit in amongst that.
But we get so comfortable. Sit back and you will be waiting.
More people will be able to do it in more spaces if we do one full pallet width by half a width.
And I've been seeing moments of us where we're feeling like we're right on the cusp of something better. And I know that we're stuck, but I heard that they're looking for us.
I'm going to grow potatoes and sweet corn because the sweet corn's very visually arresting and the potatoes are great to dig underground for, and it's like a surprise at the end of the growing season, which are both very fun. Both of them are actually hearty foods, so you actually get the feeling of being full because of what you've grown. We might not live a sustainable or self-dependent life, but it's nice to have that feeling at least for one meal. And then I'm going to build a little seat on the corner so you can actually sit there and be in that seat of nature and being. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. These huts are here, they're welcome for you, friends of Corcovado. Get in touch, get to know you through the community, and then you can come use the space. I'm beginning to wonder, you know, what is the best use of the assets we've got? And I think that that hut over there in the woods is the perfect woodland base. Very unassuming, very innocent, and room if anybody wants to do an overnight stay here. But I'm not sure that this big hut that we've all made together should be here. I'm wondering if it should be somewhere on the estate where it can be hosted, where friends can stay in it, where we can make revenue on Airbnb from it when none of us want to stay in it. I'm not sure that having 2 big huts here in the woods, given how much we're currently using it, is the right thing to do. I'll be keen to know your ideas and thoughts. You might think it's sacrilege to move it out of the woods, so please do put your comments below. It's good to make sure that all of the assets in the network contribute and add strength to each other. And that's the same with these brackets. I don't have any immediate plans to build another hut with these brackets. Maybe one of you guys do. Maybe you can get the timbers, but you just need the brackets. Maybe I could come and help you do it. Let me know. If you want to create a space that others in the network can use and you want to add something to the network, then let's do it. You know, let's make sure we make use of everything that we've got. Although this is an unbelievable woodland, we've really got to find ways to create spots and moments of Corcovado all over the place. I don't know if it's because I changed my carrier, but I now appear to have 4G signal in the woods, which I never used to have. So even that sanctuary that we created is fading away as well. I don't have much to eBay this week, guys, but I'm going to see if I can find something out of the paintings and drawings from the workshops that we could put in a frame. I quite like that one, actually, to be honest with you. These are from the chateau in France. That's also a nice picture. I think these 2 pictures are really good. Just let me know if you did one of these paintings, because you're going to be owed some money. I'm going to try something now that I've got a bit of reception. I might regret this, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to try YouTube live from the woods. Sit around the fire with me and Corcovado. Could be the best choice I've ever made in terms of bringing you guys to be with me when I am here. Or it could be the worst choice in terms of losing the peace of what it means to be here. Please can I have a shout out from Scarborough? Yes, you can. Hello, Dave from Ireland. Valentina Galvon. Tracy Marshall. Hello, hello, hello. And Naomi Robinson in Australia. How are you? We are going to try and make our first live fire here. Try and make a fire with matches. How would you make it? Rubbing sticks together. I've never quite managed that. It's been weirdly warm in England the last few days. You guys got any questions or thoughts about Corcovado, about how the project's evolved or what's happened to the vlogs? How long have you been living there for? I'm not currently living in the woods, although I first came in here about 2 years ago and did live in here for a year, which is season 1 of Corcovado, which you can see. Now I'm trying to get back out in the world and do work and try and apply some of the ideas, some of the thinking, some of the ecological ways that we've learned through being out here back into the world. And I must admit, I've kind of lost my rhythm with being here a little bit by doing that. Ten Berg, it's Armory from the Belgian castle. Go check out the video that we made over there. Any plans to come to the northeast of England? Well, I will be up in Newcastle for a conference called Thinking Digital, doing a talk, putting forward the best I can, all the ideas and things we've been working on in this project. So maybe you could come to that if you like technology and thinking about the future. Am I going to be making any more huts? Well, I hope so, but not here, not in the woods. If anything, I don't think we need as many huts as we've got here, because it's not for living here, it's for visiting. What's your ultimate goal for Corcovado? That's a great question. Corcovado is a rainforest in Costa Rica, which inspired me. It's the most biologically diverse place on the planet. So if you had to call it a goal, my goal would be for the world to be flourishing in diversity, both biologically and in our mindset and in how we think about creativity and intelligence and expressions of humanity. The way that nature works is it's a symbiosis of engagement between a system, like a person, and the environment that they're in. So my main goal is to stay engaged with the flow of life. And so that means that on a practical level, as people come to me, as Armory reaches out to me on Instagram from Belgium, as Naomi does from Melbourne in Australia, as the woodsman from down the road says he offered to help, I try to just fold everything in and embrace all the good strength that comes, the diverse contributions that come, so that we can actually get somewhere together. Yeah, Naomi has posted the corcovar.do website if you want to learn more. Do you think we'll continue to ruin our planet for the next generations? That's a great question, and I don't think anybody really knows the answer. There are some big issues that we have to face in this generation, and I would say that currently our trajectory is to completely destroy the planet. However, we absolutely have it within our power, within our control, to change our habits, to change the way governance works, and to put ourselves on a more light, sustainable path that embraces the solutions that we've already got. I basically think it's up to you and me to decide what we're going to do with our lives and what kind of world we're going to leave our kids. What is my job? Well, it depends what you mean by job. Because if you mean by job, what do I do for money? Then I spend about 2 to 3 days of my week coaching entrepreneurs who are growing their businesses and structure to scale further and to support their visions. I do public speaking and I do the odd YouTube deal. But my real mission is to try and follow this project as far as it will go, as far as it has life and facilitates life within it. So I see that as my vocation. You could see that as my hobby. It depends how you think about the nature of work, but good question. I didn't think about this being a Q&A, but you guys have been asking loads of great questions. So I'm actually just going to sit quietly for a few minutes. What's the goal for 2019? Thank you, Laura, RO78. The plan is to go global with the network, to figure out how to build a global hamlet of friends, community of creatives and landowners around the world, and also make sure that people are creating spaces in their daily life. I have ideas about how we need to move beyond the nation state, about putting my academic work at UCL on how intelligence works into the political system to try and get it up to date, because I think the political system of nation states is the bottleneck for what is preventing us from putting the right policies through and having the right system of engagement. We haven't even scratched the surface of democracy yet. In May I'll be releasing that talk and the film from last year and the EP from the song that we made whilst on tour around Europe. That's one big moment, and then the tour in November is another big moment. So I guess those are the goals, to deliver those well, make sure we protect what it is that we have made together, because it is special. Well, that is the end of the first live stream. I really enjoyed it. I'm a little bit nervous about it because I'm not really sure what I'm sacrificing, you know, the space that I've had. I guess my year is over. Now it is about sharing as closely as we can into these moments. So I might chop up some of the clips and add them in. If I'm going to do that, I've done it already. I'll put the link in below, but we've just started a new Corco network. It's called Mighty Networks. It's much better at helping people share their own stories than Slack is. Slack is very much about project management. And yes, we will do projects together, but ultimately this is about friendship. Friendships that rely on diversity and dependence and being, and then you get this beautiful emergence that comes from that. It's not just about doing projects. I'm going to show you these butterflies because they're amazing before they run away.
It's making me sit right on the edge of my seat. Bright lights coming at you, been coming at me. It's making me sit right on the edge of my seat.
My first butterfly of the year. Very chuffed. It's quite early on. If you were a part of the Slack group, please go and join the Mighty Networks. I guess we've got this whole bunch of relationships that emerged from the Swirl Tour, but there's also about 200 of you in the Slack group that have been more engaged through the first year, especially of Corco. And so we want to make sure that everybody connects together in one place and shares their stories so that we can all get to know each other and thicken this network. The link's below. Let us know what you think. Really keen to hear your thoughts. We'll be investigating and recceing new places all the way up until about May, June. Then we'll lock down what we've got, try and figure out how on earth we organise all that to do another swirl type thing all around the world this November. There's loads of other things I was meant to say, but my battery's dying and I'm really enjoying myself out here. It is so good to be back. Let me know if you've got any ideas for the hut. Let me know if you managed to build a Corco box in your own garden, and then we can grow stuff together. It's time to take Corco back into the world. Alright, take care of yourselves, look after each other. I'll see you next Thursday, 9 o'clock. Oh! And I'll put the eBay item in below, so go and bid. The auction will be 3 days. I made a mistake last week and did 7 days, but it'll be back to 3 days, and it'll end at Sunday at 9 PM, so get amongst it.